Welcome back, Jamie here today with Dylan. AEW Dynamite September the 6th, 2023. Coming off of All Out, which neither one of us watched, but we'll talk about it because I got notes on it. But this is I am barely interested inside this product, and it's not just because of CM Punk. Obviously, that's one of the reasons, but even when Punk was there, it was still every week was coming on here complaining about the booking or this
Yeah,
or
but
that.
that was when he started coming back. You know what I mean? That's when we started getting in, wasn't it? It's like, all right, this is interesting stuff he's trying to tell. And because he's telling interesting, everyone else has to sort of step up the game. He's there, like the stuff Ricky Starks was sort of becoming interested, was becoming stupid at one point.
They were teasing the MJF thing as well.
Yeah, MJF was doing great. MJF's always doing great. Can't blame him. I was happy with the Acclaim. They were getting some spotlight. You got to love Takashi.
Inosuke.
Yeah. I keep trying to call him by his second name, and
But now that Punk's gone, MJF's the main reason for me to tune in, and if he leaves in 2024, then I don't know, man.
I'm like, he's staying. Like, he's definitely staying. He's the big fish in a little pond. It would, if he went to WWE, his chances of
he grew up a WWE fan. He's the same age as us. He grew up on it, so
yeah. But he's got to think business wise. Like, I'm the biggest fish in a smaller pond. I should stay here. If he goes to a bigger pond, he might not become the bigger fish. It might.
Yeah, but come on. Let's be honest. It's MJF. He will. Become bigger.
Yeah, but we've also got to remember, he's got more freedom over here than he does over there.
True. That's a good point as well. But I feel like WWE clearly have kept an eye on him. They know what he's about.
I think he's gonna do it, but if it gets to that moment, I'm like, if Punk is at WWE, I think he has to go to finish the story.
Not even he could feud with Cody as well.
Yeah, to finish the story.
True.
The old Cody Rhodes defense. He's got to finish the story.
Well, while we're talking about Punk, we may as well get into because obviously we talked about it on Sunday. I think it was the All Out stream, yeah. But now there's more stuff coming out. Apparently, what is it? He pitched the idea to be at the Royal Rumble, and he wanted to face Kevin Owens or something at WrestleMania. Yeah. That's one thing I read. Which, at least he didn't want to come in and be like, yeah, what if he's Roman for the title?
Yeah, but do you know why I said I call bullshit on that?
Because what would Sami Zayn be doing?
Exactly.
If Kevin Owens, exactly, it wouldn't make sense.
Maybe he did pitch it, but he wasn't watching the product, so he didn't know what. Kevin Owens
maybe he pitched it as whoever eliminates me, I face him at WrestleMania.
He would like it to have been Kevin Owens. That would have been the shot. You know what I mean?
We don't know when he pitched this. I doubt he pitched it in January. It must have been a few months before January, wasn't it? He wouldn't have pitched it at the start of the month.
He was still in the contract in AEW, so it's like, well, why would he be pitching something to WWE?
Well, maybe he thought, because whenever wrestlers get injured and the contract's coming up, they add that time onto the contract, don't they?
Yeah.
So maybe it was something to, I don't know, maybe he thought he was going to get out of the contract, I don't know.
Yeah, but no, I thought with AEW, they don't add that time on. You still have to work that time. The contract gets extended.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The contract would get extended because of the injury time.
Yeah, but you would say that injury time counts towards their contract.
No, I meant it adds on. So if the contract was going to end, but it was out for 4 months, then they've got an extra 4 months.
Yeah, it's got an extra 4 months. Right. Okay, but yeah, I just no, I don't see him doing that. Like he clearly wanted to be at AEW. Like he wouldn't be. Well, I guess he never really promoted it on social. He's never doing that much on socials anyway.
Yeah, true.
So it's like, okay.
But I think chances are he goes back.
I just don't think he would have been like, if he's me, if I'm him and I'm watching WWE and I know Kevin Owens has got a thing with Sami Zayn, I'm not saying, oh, I'll have Kevin Owens eliminate me and we forget his whole thing. Like, that's the hottest thing on the network. Like, it's not going to work.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying he must have pitched it before, a few months before Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but the build-up was already there for Sami Zayn.
Yeah, it was, but they sort of separated a little bit because Sammy was still with the Bloodline, wasn't he? Remember, he only split up from them at Royal Rumble, and Kevin Owens was sort of doing his own thing. Now and again, they would interact, but at that point, they weren't.
Well, Kevin Owens had a match at Rumble, wasn't he? He had the main match.
Yeah, against Roman, and that's when Sammy turned.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. So Punk must have pitched this a few months before January. That's what I mean.
Yeah, but WWE have that stuff booked like months in advance, realistically.
Yeah, true. But again, this is just
With the
second-hand or third-hand
options,
sources.
change. You know what I mean? We're
Yeah.
subject to change because they're not Tony Khan. Don't have a
Wait, Punk
panic.
was coming back. It's either going to be November in Chicago at Survivor Series, or it would be Royal Rumble next year. They would be my two bets anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. It depends on what the non-compete's like. If that's in effect, if there is one.
Again, we don't know about AEW. Maybe they don't have one. Maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe he sues AEW. It all depends on the next move, really.
I don't think he would have one because Cody was able to go straight
True.
to WWE.
Yeah, Cody was. Yeah.
So I don't know whether like his contract didn't have it, or Tony was nice enough to let him go with it, or it was like whatever was going backstage. Like, look, I'm clearly going to be leaving. You can't let me just not go to where I want to go. You got to play the nice guy.
I've seen a meme of, I don't know if it's true or not because I didn't watch the press scrum obviously because it's 2 hours of Tony just beating himself up.
Oh, wait,
but
there's
a
that
meme
one
saying someone said CM Punk, they asked about the no compete, and then Tony pulls one of those faces where like he frowns, you know what I mean, like he's just tasted something sour or whatever. So I don't know if that was an actual question or not. If it was, then maybe he doesn't have a no compete because that reaction was like, he was like saying shit. Like in that moment he was like, fuck, he doesn't have a no compete.
Yeah, but you think he would have known that like beforehand? So like, why would he be doing? I think that was just a meme. I don't think there was anything to that.
Maybe not. I mean, it's a 2 hour video. I'm not going through it to see if it was actually, happened or not. But
To be honest, I'd rather go for that 2-hour press conference than watch Dynamite this week.
I watched the Brian segment of it, and Jesus Christ, man!
You want to watch the Christian segment?
No, I saw that as well. That wasn't
everyone's
much.
fathers.
Yeah. He came in and saying that, but most of the questions are still at Tony, and Christian's just sat there, and it's like, fucking hell. But Brian was just typing it up. He's like, oh, Orange Cassidy and Moxley, they're 2 of the best wrestlers of all time. And he's just got a massive headband on as well. And it's like, I don't know, man. I feel like he's just been rushed back. I don't think he should be wrestling this quick.
Well, but I think in that sense, just to tail end that off, is that's just Brian trying to like, he's being the company man. You know what I mean? He's selling the product.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's eating that glue. He's fully into that glue.
I don't think he's eating that glue. I think he's just doing what he needs to do. You know what I mean? Like or maybe he believes it. You know what I mean? Like he thinks it's good. But he's not in the delusional sense. Like it's the best thing ever. So I think this is really great.
True. I mean, that's where his mind is at, and he's going to be helping book Collision now, apparently. So,
I'd say it's better than fucking leaving it to the Young Bucks, and I still don't think they'd use it. I still don't think they'd show up.
No, but we'll get into them in a bit. We'll just go. Even on either one of what I watched, like 2 matches. I've got all the match results here. I watched this match, the first match. MJF and Cole beat Dark Order. Dark Order were fully heels aside the match because obviously the crowd were cheering for MJF. So it was fun seeing, Silver and Reynolds mix it up and be... Even Uno was ringside being a heel as well. So that was something different.
Yeah, but where's Stu? Like, I thought he was back. Is he not? Is he just in ROH?
Yeah. I think he's got a new faction because didn't they face Dark Order or something?
Yeah, but Mike, Stu and Evil Uno were like one of the hottest... We're a tag team. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm going off what Nathan was saying about them. Like, he really liked them and then he suddenly soured on them.
But the story of this match was MJF's neck. So just like Roderick Strong, MJF's got a bad neck as well. Alex used the chair as well behind the ref's back, and then Cole was by himself until eventually MJF comes back out and they won with a double clothesline. So still ROH Tag Team Champions, not like it means much, but it was an alright match.
There a spot that you're missing there at the end?
With who?
TV champ.
Oh yeah, I was getting to that next because Joe makes his entrance and he pushes MJF. He gets back inside the ring and they brawl. So they've hooked us in with this. They're finally doing Joe and MJF, but that's just one storyline, though. You know what I mean? It's still worth watching, obviously.
They're finishing a story that started years ago in WWE.
That's what I hate about it. It's such an inside thing because you know they're going to bring that up.
Yeah, you got to. I think that's the point. Like, you can't say that AEW isn't the company for the quote-unquote inside guy. You know what I mean? Like, it's a niche company for a niche audience.
This is a really, like, inside
That's
reference,
what I'm saying,
isn't it?
yeah. And this is the problem, is like, this is one of your main this is your main guys, MJF. This is Joe, one of your biggest stars. To cause their feud over like a very small thing is very cool for the inside guys, but like it's not gonna necessarily attract the wider audience who don't know it.
Yeah, that's why I'm hoping it's more, because they've got the tournament starting tonight, which we'll get into in a
I
bit.
remember us booking this like a year ago.
Yeah, because it's been wanted for a while, but
yeah,
we'll get into that in a bit, because they're having a tournament
Yeah.
as well. So I'm hoping Joe wins the tournament, and that's how he gets his title shot, and then, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can make reference to that whole backstage thing, but that shouldn't be the whole reason of the, you know.
No, but I think it's going to be one of the things that MJF uses as a catalyst during his promos. Very similar to
definitely, yeah.
Very similar to like the Punk thing, where it's like I stood in line to see my hero, you know.
Even
and
the
all
Regal thing as well, and it with the email and all that.
Yeah, so I think that's just a quote. I think that's just to give the viewers who don't know that you saw the push, and then MJF is gonna come up and talk about like, oh, you know, for those who don't know that, you know, him pushing me like that means something, you know. I was a guy in NXT, whatever, and he did the same thing, you know, and now I'm gonna, you know, it sort of helps him build and sort of builds that relationship with the audience of what's going on.
Yeah, true.
But I don't
We'll
think
get more into that later, though, when we talk about...
It doesn't need to be the center focus of you pushed me that one time.
Yeah.
It won't be. I trust these two.
From there, Samoa Joe beat Taylor, whatever his name is. I don't know, ROH guy, whatever. I didn't watch the match. Luchasaurus beat Darby Allin. And afterwards, Sean Spears showed up and a bunch of jobbers with chairs, and they chased Christian off. So I don't know if Sean Spears is back or what. I don't know.
Has Sean got a father? Does Sean want to be a dad?
Miro beat Hobbs. This whole match, the crowd was chanting meat chants and all this shit.
Why?
Because it's two big guys, I guess. I don't know.
Like, if it was doing it while Silver was in the ring, I'd make sense. He's the meat man. And all that. Oh, are you drinking Pepsi?
I was. It's empty now.
Ew.
Tastes like my god! Oh, I can't believe it. Fucking CM Punk made Pepsi, didn't he? I forgot about that.
Tastes like lighter fluid. Doesn't taste great. Fuck you.
Is that what he said? I seen picture of the Kenny holding the...
That's what he said.
Oh my god. He just proved that they've worked with children, and then Young Bucks did that victory lap on Collision as well, and it's like, as soon as the guy's gone, you feel safe to do this now, yeah. Not while he was there.
And you probably don't get this because you don't like pizza, but the other deep dish pizza, which is like a Chicago sort of specialty, I think.
What, and they did that as well, so it don't compare to fucking California pizza.
They were kids having a pizza party. It was that literally
That's literally what they are, yeah. Oh my god. But yeah, finally Miro's wife is here, his flexible wife, and Miro just walked away from her. It's like, okay.
No, she got released from WWE.
That was a while ago. Like a year or two now, I think.
But why? He's mentioned his wife, and it was clear that he was mentioning her because he's like, well, I'm going to get her a job here. I'm going to get her a job here. Like, that was in the back of his mind the whole time. That's why he mentioned her from the start, so that it was like, well, you know, I have been mentioning my wife, so, you know, it makes sense, Tony, to bring her in. Because Tony doesn't care for her.
What's she going to do? Just be his manager? Like,
oh, just going to do the same shit that...
Well, that's what they do, don't they? They just repeat history of this company.
I could just see him at some point this week saying on Collision or Dynamite, like, "Oh, you cheated on me with Bobby Lashley. I'm a stupid. Oh my god, my neck can't climb."
Yeah, I don't know.
That's my Miro impression.
I could tell.
I've been saying he's been bad from the start. It's nice to be proven right.
No, he's good inside the ring. It's just his gimmick. It's just repetitive, isn't it? It's just the same shit.
I don't even know if he's good inside the ring. It's the same move.
He is good inside the ring. He's not like a fucking...
he's got feats of strength, but like, he doesn't do anything impressive.
No, I think he's good inside the ring, but his gimmick is really, it's just spinning wheels. It's just the same shit over and over.
Like, God, I am the God. I killed the God. My flexible wife. I killed my flexible wife.
Redeem this, redeem that.
Oh... Did you see what they did for like Eddie Kingston T-shirt for?
Yeah, with the redeem these nuts. So
yeah, it's just got like the British flag in the title, like that.
That wasn't for sale.
That wasn't for sale.
I didn't see that.
That was stupid. Is that just exclusive online? Is that like? I hate when they do shit like that. Like, just put the British flag. Like, oh, it's a UK version. Like, could do something totally different. It don't have to be like centered around where you're at.
UK version, but they didn't sell it at the UK show. They're just selling it online. So the same with the Jamie Hayter figure. It don't make any fucking sense. It's stupid. It's the event exclusive, but we're not selling it at the event. So how's it event exclusive when people in other countries are buying it? Whatever.
Yeah.
Kris beat Ruby Soho. Tony finally turned on Ruby. She took the fucking spray out of her hand and started acting crazy with it. So hopefully Outcast is done, but who knows?
What is the actual gimmick they're doing with Tony's thumb?
I thought she was the 50s fucking woman or whatever.
I don't even know if that is it. Like I guess it's so. Like, I thought that was just a bit they were doing, and then they're gonna go into the real thing.
Nope, this is it. This is all it.
Then just be fucking crazy. Don't be like, good heavens. You know what I mean? Like, walk around in like your pajamas and a fucking nightgown with like one slipper on. You know what I mean?
She has both slippers on, but she does come out with a nightgown, doesn't she? I think.
No, it's not. It's like a silk thing, like more like a dress thing, like a cardigan kind of thing. But just go full Eugene at this point. That
won't be allowed these days. You can't do Eugene these days.
I've come for the bounty.
After this, Bryan beat Ricky Starks in the strap match, which is just... I mean, obviously, if it was Punk versus Starks, Punk was probably going to win. But Ricky I don't understand. You changed the match to Bryan, so why does Bryan need to win when he just came back from a broken arm?
Shouldn't
Ricky win?
He's not going to be seen for a while.
Well, apparently now he's going to be the centerpiece of Collision. He's going to help book it and all that. That's what the dirt sheets are saying.
Yeah, but I don't think Bryan's going to want to spend all his time like booking, wrestling, and then.
But you know, Bryan will. He's a workhorse, and he loves fucking wrestling.
Yeah, he loves wrestling, but I think he loves his family just a bit more.
I don't know, man. I feel like he's.
You know what I mean? Like with WWE, I think the structure was a little more easy for him to have a family life, whereas.
Well, even in WWE, towards the end, he was helping with creative.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's either going to like help, particularly with creative, but he's not going to wrestle as much.
We got AEW is less schedule. I know they're still doing house shows, but it's not much compared to WWE.
I know, but like it in terms of like how many people he's got to sort of manage and book and talk with. And, like, I think the minute he starts, he's going to be the next to go.
Maybe. But yeah, Bryan was bleeding inside the match. Looks like he cut himself pretty deep because there was a lot of blood.
No, because like Punk was the one who was sort of doing the booking and stuff with Collision, wasn't he? That was his.
Yeah.
And look what happened. And I don't think the Young Bucks are going to be too happy. I think
they're going to butt heads with someone eventually, no doubt. It'll either be Jericho or Bryan, or even MJF. Who knows?
I bet I put Moxley in that mix because eventually they're going to have to cross his path.
Well, they have already, remember?
I know, but I mean, like they've been fine so far, but eventually Moxley's going to want to do something that they're not going to be into.
Maybe. And then again, Moxley's sort of a guy now as well.
That might be the one time I probably agree with the Young Bucks.
Well, it depends, yeah. If it's involving blood and weapons, then maybe they are right. Claudio and you to beat Eddie and Shibata. Who cares? Moving on.
That should have been Eddie.
Konosuke beat Kenna, which is shocking. Kenny put him over again, so fair dues to Kenna. You know, he's not afraid of losing.
I know, but also it's kind of becoming boring. Like,
oh yeah, true.
He's losing.
The feud's not over. It's gonna have a rematch.
Yeah, like okay, I get it 4 times, but like, and to be honest, regardless of how botchy and fucking badly cut and useless it was to have Jim Ross down the corner of that segment, like Kenny was like playing it like, well, you know, I don't need to carry this on. I'm gonna move on. Don Callis, but now it's just gonna be like, oh, Kenny's now gonna be like, well, I wanted to leave this alone. I wasn't bothered by you. You were out of my life. That was fine. But you keep attacking me, so now I've got to face you until I win. It's like, couldn't we done this a little shorter? God, it's like the best of 7 all over again.
No, don't remind me of that. Well, speaking of that, Bullet Club beat FTR and Young Bucks 8-man tag. Cash took the pin, and I didn't watch the match because I didn't care.
Well, you know, Dax has got a gun.
Dax got a gun. And in main event, John Moxley beat Orange Cassidy. Orange was bleeding this time.
That's where you're wrong. Dax didn't have the gun. Cash had the gun.
I thought you said Cash.
No, I said Dax.
Oh, right. But yeah, Moxley's the new international champion. He beat Orange Cassidy. Wow.
I saw bits of this fight, and it's like, okay, we get it. Orange is like doing everything he can to sort of stay into the match. But when you do
shut this shit down, I've seen people online like, now Orange has lost the belt, he's gonna beat MJF, and I'm like, if that happens, I'm actually done with this company. I'm not watching it anymore. Well.
But the thing I hate is like, okay, this would make sense if I didn't see Orange Cassidy take 6 or 7, 8 finishes in other matches, sell it, and it's like they did nothing. It's like, no, like
we
if
saw him all in, he fucking blooded, and he still won in that fucking Anarchy in the Arena or whatever they call it, Stadium Stampede.
Was he the one who did the was part of did the covered Claudio?
Yeah, I think because he did that.
Oh yeah, because Eddie and Moxley were on the table.
The table, yeah.
You know, yeah, but it's like if we didn't see him like kick out of all these finishes from like previous matches and get destroyed, and he was going in like, you know, he's winning matches good, he's strong, he's facing just normal people kind of thing. And he goes against Moxley, and Moxley puts him through the ring like that. It would be impressive. Like, Jesus, look at him sell, look at him like get a beating, look at him still want to stand. And then look at what Moxley's got to revert to. Because like, I'll be honest, like it is rare that he does. Well, it's hard for him to do it sometimes, you know. But when he gets the Death Rider up, where he gets them up really high.
Oh yeah, it depends on the opponent.
Depends on the opponent. Like that kind of like solidifies, you know, when it's over really, when he's able to get you that high up. But it's just like it's the same bullshit. It's boring.
Yeah, it's boring. But yeah, that was All Out, and then we'll do predictions for tonight.
We're nearly all out.
First match tonight, we got Darby Allin versus Nick Wayne in the Grand Slam tournament. Another tournament. Great. Which thing about this match?
Wasn't Nick Gage at ringside for Darby?
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah.
Nothing happened there. Did they not turn on him, or is that not how the match won? Was he like? Did he join the father figure? Or the Spears?
No, he didn't join yet. Spears came out and the jobbers and helped.
Right. Okay.
So the turn's not happened yet, but you know it's coming. Especially if he's probably gonna get beat tonight.
Right.
There, so.
Like, what is the point then of having him there at ringside if Spears is coming out? Because it takes away.
I don't know if Spears is back or not. He just came out with a bunch of jobbers. Maybe.
Yeah, but if Nick Gage, Nick Gage is clearly there for a reason at ringside to tell some part of the story, but then you have like Spears come out for nothing. Like, would it have been cool if like Spears headshotted Darby and, you know, Wayne got in and Darby's getting up. He's like, yeah, he'll me and him will fight, and then Nick Gage turns on him and he joins.
Keep going.
And then Nick Gage turns on Darby and joins fucking Spears. Like, wouldn't that have been the story? Like, what was the point in Nick being there then if he wasn't gonna do anything?
Well, I'm guessing my booking of this would be Nick loses, he's frustrated again, and then Christian eventually recruits him or whatever. I wouldn't
have that. I wouldn't have him in this match so early. I'd wait. I'd have his match later on in the, not like, you know, in terms of like the brackets, like the last match in that bracket set. You know what I mean? I'd have, you know, throughout the weeks have it be like Christian being like, you know, do this, boy, do your sort of coach him sort of in a way, so that when he does the match, he does something that Christian told him to do. It's like, oh look, you see, you did what I did, and you'll win. You know what I mean? He kind of like coaches him, and then like he becomes that kind of thing. And you could then have Darby in the tournament, and then you can have it up like towards like the semi-final where it's Darby versus Nick Wade, and then you have Darby versus Joe, which is a great match because Joe's just gonna beat the shit out of him.
Well, we don't know if Joe was in the tournament yet, but I'm assuming he will be.
Yeah. You can have Nick Gage beat Darby in the tournament, and then he has to face Joe, and Joe absolutely destroys him because he's
I'd rather see Darby versus Joe again, to be honest.
I'd rather say that for a pay-per-view. That's a title. That's a title.
Well, they faced each other for the TNT title, didn't they? Like 4 times.
Oh yeah.
But still, I don't think Nick Queen's ready for that kind of push yet. I think Darby should win. And that leads us to the other match out of the match card first, but we've got Roderick Strong versus Trent Beretta in the quarterfinal as well. So clearly Roderick's going to win this match. I don't think he should win the tournament, no. But
yeah, you know. I just hope that AJ isn't in it, because AJ's in it, then I think we know what's going on. Not AJ. Adam Cole.
Adam Cole, yeah.
Why did I say AJ? Fucking hell. I'm getting tired. I'm getting old. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I don't know what I'm muffing.
Next part of the show, the only part worth watching. MJF's going to speak live and address Samoa Joe after the brawl on Sunday. So Hopefully Joe and MJF back and forth on the mic. That'll be good.
Yeah, I think they'll start the show off with this realistically. If after whatever match, but they'll start off with a match and then they'll go into this probably.
Probably, yeah. Oh, this will be the top of the first hour, won't it, when people are tuning in.
Get that pre whatever show they're gonna start putting on instead of Big Bang, because they're not getting those million views at the start anymore.
Nope.
And it's the Big Bang's fault, because Big Bang didn't sell anymore, so you're not getting that million views.
They were never their views anyway, though. It was just lead over, wasn't it?
That's the argument. You look at it, you're like, okay, the Young Bucks is arguing, oh, we bring in that million views whenever they go on show, and he's like, well, you're not. Look how they've gone down. It's like, well, we're not on it anymore. And then you're back. It's like it's still down. And then you go, well, look at what happened. Suddenly the views drop for Big Bang, and then your starting views drop. Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah, well, we'll get into ratings in a bit with a collision and the Young Bucks, because that just proves the point even more. But yeah, another worthless match. I mean, I've actually got a match. Kris Statlander defends the title against Emi Sakura, the Freddie Mercury girl, for no fucking reason, but, what do you expect? And it's the only women's match, because, of course, you can only have one per show.
We not finished going through Dynamite?
Yeah, we're still on Dynamite, yeah.
Fucking hell.
We only talked about 3 matches, or 2 matches in a segment so far.
Have we? Oh, we've talked about a lot, actually.
Yeah, we went through All Out. But yeah, obviously Kris is going to win, and it'll probably lead to a rematch with Ruby or...
Oh yeah, we went through All Out. That's what did it. Yeah, that's what I think.
From there, we're going to hear from Hangman Page after he won the Battle Royale or whatever it was on Rampage. Yeah, I don't care either. But it's funny the fall from grace, isn't it? This guy was supposed to be the face of the company and all that, and now he's just...
Well, it's a shame, because I know I could like him. I know I really would like him if he just stopped being a fucking melon.
True.
I think that's the first time we've sworn so far in the stream.
We might have sworn before, maybe. But we'll have to see what happens with the monetization. But yeah, Hangman Page going to talk tonight. I don't know where he goes from here. He's so cold.
Too much. Hangman never shuts up.
We got Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara against Aussie Umpin, which, I mean, it's cool, Guevara and Sammy. I mean, Jericho are a team, but Aussie Umpin. And he lost every fucking match we've seen him in.
Yeah, so it makes sense for him to lose another match.
Yeah, true.
So what titles are the Sex Gods going for?
Tag title, the AEW, the FTW, FTR title, FTR, yeah, FTR.
Yeah. All right, so not the Ring of Honor ones. Cause I thought they would have gone for the Ring of Honor ones.
Nah, they can't do that, can they? What, MJF and Cole versus Sammy and Jericho?
Yeah, I guess a good feud.
I guess maybe.
Like, because both of them have done it. They've all, apart from Sammy versus Adam,
Well, I feel like this tag team's gonna be short-lived, isn't it? I feel like Jericho's gonna turn, or Sammy's gonna turn. One of them's gonna turn on the other.
I think it needs to live a lot longer than we think it's got to, for the fact that it needs to be Jericho's out.
Yeah, Jericho's never gonna be by himself, is it? So,
like, I by out I mean he needs to fucking go for a while.
And then I don't know if this is the main event, but it's the last match we got here. We got John Moxley defending his newly won title against AR Fox of all fucking people. So again, it's like, I don't care if you call it an open challenge. He's just, how has he accepted it? And why is he in the front of the line?
Right. Moxley will fight anyone. Like, he's not asked. Yeah,
I understand the Moxley character bit. Yeah, I'm saying, like, how do you determine who umpins? Because no, it's not on the show, is it? So how, in kayfabe, how do you determine who gets the umpin challenge? Is it where it takes Tony first?
Yeah, I guess it's first come, first serve. It's like, unless it's a matter of, like, AR Fox was in line to face whoever won that match anyway. He's like, oh, I want a title, whoever wins, and
why does he get to call it out if that's the case?
Well, like you said, I think he's the first one to serve. But it might also be a matter that, like, that no one's, you know what I mean? Like, who's going to challenge Moxley? Who's stupid enough to challenge Moxley? Yeah, Fox is stupid enough to challenge Moxley. That kind of mentality, like, people.
Yeah, but if you look at it in kayfabe, it could be like, this guy just had this brutal match not even a week ago.
Yeah.
He's going to be injured all week, so this would be the time.
Yeah, but this is Moxley. How many times has he been in those matches?
Yeah, true. Yeah.
But, like, also, like, that kind of explains why, like, Orange Cassidy was having so many matches, because they thought, oh, this is a joke guy, we can take him. So that's why he had matches constantly for the title.
Yeah, so now they're just going to rematch everyone Orange beat and just have Moxley beat him as well.
I guess not. I wouldn't say. I just think AR Fox is doing it for.
I just hope this leads to Moxley versus Eddie. Hopefully.
Yeah. Like I think, does Eddie know AR Fox? Is that a reason why? Is like Moxley gonna hurt AR Fox with Black Fox and heads? Like what? Like obviously Combat Club's gonna be at ringside, so I assume like they're gonna try and hurt AR, and then you're just gonna hear Eddie
unless it leads to Moxley versus Darby again.
Maybe, but I that would actually be it.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I don't think, and I hate it, but I don't think that Kingston's finished with cardio.
Yeah, I think they're gonna rematch that again, aren't they?
They're doing that for the title.
Maybe.
So that Eddie's got 2 belts.
So yeah, Moxley beats AR Fox tonight, and then next week he beats Nick Wayne, and then that leads to the Darby match.
I don't know.
Like, yeah, that's everything. Let me check Twitter again, see if anything else has been.
What's next in terms of like pay-per-views for them to face that? Like, they have another one coming up. That
they got Wrestle Dream October the 1st. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, so surely that's going to be when they do the match with Darby.
Yeah, nothing new on Twitter. See, I'm not expecting much out of this. I'll fuck off with your wheelie, you blood and guts. No one's gonna buy. That's gonna be on discount in a month.
I mean, I'm betting that's discounted already.
Well, I guess it's gonna be an early stream tonight. There's only one last thing to talk about: that collision rating.
Don't we have a lot to talk about with Punk? Or
well, what else is to talk about? What? The fucking bullshit things are going on about the real William Regal thing. Apparently, he went up to him first day and he's like, "Oh, you're a stooge for Triple H."
Yeah, I don't know.
And that only comes out 2 days ago, even though it was a year ago. Why didn't we hear anything last year?
We were going to talk about like that other wrestler who was talking about AEW's locker room, because it's just sort of
the female.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we talked about that when it happened. That was like 3 weeks ago, wasn't it?
No, but I mean, like it's funny how like with context with Punk, it's true, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like it backs the way things are going on with Punk. It just backs what she was saying. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but like I was gonna say, like that girl who was at ringside for All Out with the orange hair or whatever, she was booing the Elite and giving Hangman a finger, and then she got fucking harassed on Twitter. How dare you fucking insult the Elite and all this shit? And it's like, it's a wrestling show. You're allowed to hate who you want.
Wrestling show. They've done this. It's been like this for years.
That just proves how toxic this fan base is, though. They actually sort her out on fucking social media and harassed her.
My man, Roddy Piper, got stabbed by a fan.
Yeah, exactly.
This is how gluey it is. Like this, he started carrying a gun. He was carrying like a gun, like even after he was wrestling, even like when people realized he's not a bad guy, like he was still.
But it just makes me laugh. All these fucking elite, whatever you want to call them, Punk's so toxic when they're the toxic ones, like harassing someone because they don't like your favorite wrestler. Like what?
And the fact they call Punk a crybaby, like he doesn't post anything on social media.
No, we barely hear from him.
He doesn't have a YouTube show where they glorify themselves.
No, and when they take the cheap shots as soon as he's gone, why didn't you do that in 2 years he was there?
Yeah. Oh, well, no, I didn't want to talk to our alliance. We're scared.
Yeah, we don't want to have a meeting with you. And now what the fucking Dave Meltzer's like, there never was a meeting.
That's it.
Yeah, he's like, there never was a meeting. Young Bucks never agreed to it. But then someone apparently told Punk that it was still happening anyway. So, what?
Yeah. Doesn't matter, like, well, who's telling Punk this? Is it Tony saying, oh, we're going to have a meeting, telling Punk this, talk to the Young Bucks, they're saying no, and he's just not told Punk it's not happening.
No, he's not told Punk, so what the fuck?
So, you know what I mean? Like, it's
the collision rating as well, what is it? 354,000 was the average. 89,000 tune out after the Punk announcement.
No, it was 40 something. It was 40 something. That's 400 something. Dropped down by like nearly 90,000, and then by the end of the show, by the final hour, it was at 250,000 views.
And how did that show end with the Young Bucks in the fucking ring?
Right, that went down over half.
Collision's never done that. Collision always stays steady.
Even when there was an
pay-per-view,
compared, WWE pay-per-view like there was this week, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was on Saturday, which, to be fair, that's going to eat some of your audience, no doubt, because there's a crossover.
Yeah, but they were consistent.
It wasn't, The last month's Money in the Bank, they didn't drop that much going up against that.
Yeah, and that was Money in the Bank.
Exactly. This is payback. This isn't even a freaking.
This isn't
Yeah.
like it's one of the throwaway pay-per-views. They just stop
Exactly.
complete.
Roman wasn't even on the fucking show either.
Yeah,
And Roman's the big draw, so.
Like, yeah, Cena was there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Cena was advertised the last 2 days or whatever, but Cena was there. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying now. It's time for Punk to go back to WWE. He's got to finish the story.
There's multiple stories he can finish, isn't there?
Yeah, he could. Imagine him versus Cody. That'd be great.
True. Yeah. Even if he doesn't go back, I just want him to sign the merchandise deal so we can get figures and shit.
Yeah.
But I would hope he goes back.
And apparently, the AEW figures haven't been doing great in terms of quality control.
Oh no, they fucking have announced the next 2 series or something like that coming out in next year. It's like, so what? There's not gonna be another figures for the next 6 months. What the fuck are you doing?
But don't you have figures already announced that are meant to be coming out by the end of this year? Like, I don't know.
That's what I mean. They pushed them to January, like that Punk one, the ROH one. They've said that's coming out in January, but I don't think that's still coming out.
I'm pre-ordering that. I'm definitely jumping on that straight away.
Yeah, true. But again, with the quality control, who knows what it's going to look like? That's just the render image. It might turn out fucking shit.
Yeah, well, I think they've, on the most part, they've looked okay. I just think in terms of like the actual quality of the figures, people have said they've been off. I've been okay with mine. I don't know about you, how you've been with yours.
My main issue is like sometimes I move the arms, they're dead fucking cranky, like it's dead stiff, you know, like the noise and shit.
Well, that's what you really want. You don't want it to be toolies. But the one thing I really fucking hate is like when you have like people with coats, like the Jamie Hayter one.
Oh yeah, the fucking leather.
Solid plastic. You're like, why? Like it's clearly meant to be a fabric. Like you, clearly plastic is like harder to produce. And I've seen you do fabric for the t-shirts and for various wrestlers. I'm like, oh no. Yeah. I would prefer the fabric for like to replace the leather ones. You know what I mean? Like with Evil Uno's jacket, like I would prefer that to be, you know, something a little less stiff. Same with like, like with the overalls for Santana and Ortiz. Like I would like that to be more like flimsy. You know what I mean? So I could have them on. You know what I mean? Like it's movable. Like that's meant to be in real fabric. I don't know this toy company. They're fucked.
True.
Which doesn't make sense. Like you're selling to adults, not children. Like build quality in mind.
Yeah, especially with the exclusives like the blood and guts and all that. When you're not
price,
selling them.
You know what I mean? You're trying to sell to collectors and fans. Like to paraphrase, like Power Rangers.
Shit, yeah, I forgot. That's what I was going to talk about. The Jim Cornette thing. The podcast where he did. But he I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but he talked about what he said. The fucking lawyer sleeps with some of the wrestlers or whatever.
I don't know about that.
He said that towards the end, and now people are like, oh, AEW should sue him and all that. Christopher Daniels, I saw, wrote a tweet as well saying, how dare anyone insult our great lawyer or whatever. But my point is, like, clearly they have people in that company talking to him. And Jim Cornette's a smart guy. He's not just going to be throwing around shit like that if it's not true, because he knows he could potentially, Well,
not really, because it's a matter of, like, how is it inflammatory? They've got, like, her side have got to prove how what he said has caused damage.
True, but I don't think he's just going to make bullshit up like that. That's what I'm trying to say.
No, but I think his argument is, based on how things are. You know what I mean? Like, I'm it's an educated guess. You know what I mean? Like, why?
I mean, fucking Dixie Carter was sleeping wrestlers in TNA.
Yeah.
So
wrestlers sleep. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where like, he says, "Well, you're on the road a lot. You're away from family a lot. This shit happens." He's seen it loads. Like, he's basing it on experience. You know what I mean? If she's with if Megan whatever fucking name is.
My question still is a year later. Why was she inside the room with the Young Bucks when they barged into Punk's locker? Was she trying to stop him or was she with him?
Well, that's what I want to know. Like, I want to know that as well. Like, did they go to her and say, "Look, we want to speak to Punk, come with us"?
Yeah. Or did they just not give her a choice? Like, we're speaking to Punk now, and she follows him in, trying to calm him down. Like, what was it? Was she in the room with him and they were having a heated argument and it's like, right, we're gonna go speak to Punk and she's trying to stop them and then she's there? Did she meet them? Did she pass them on the corridor and saw how mad they were and she went to try and stop it? True. And speaking of timelines as well, where's the Tony Khan lunge thing? Like, and apparently there's video and all that, so
where does that fit? Like he's at Gorilla.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Like,
so Jungle Boy comes back from his match, doesn't he?
Yeah.
After making the comment, him and Punk get into a brawl or whatever. Does Punk lunge at Tony in that moment? Because if he does, then why does Punk go out and wrestle his match, come back, and still be inside the stadium afterwards? If you feared for your life, wouldn't you have kicked him out right there and there?
Yeah. Like, wouldn't someone else? Like security,
exactly. Like, you assaulted the boss. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to leave.
Wouldn't the Young Bucks or Kenny, you know what I mean? Go.
They're too busy quowers out of corner. They ain't gonna do anything, I know.
You know what I mean? Samoa Joe wouldn't have allowed that realistically.
No, exactly, he wouldn't have. But Joe apparently calmed him down. He went out there and wrestled. So, I don't think he lunged him. I think maybe he pushed him and Tony's fell over or something, but he hasn't lunged with his fist about to punch him or anything like that.
I don't even think he did that because, like, I'm Tony Khan. Like, from what I can tell with all the images I've seen, like, Gorilla's like within a certain distance from the entrance, isn't it?
Yeah.
But, like, it's not super close. You're kind of like
it's a few steps. Yeah.
You're out of shot from camera. So depending on what position, how long between like where Punk and Jack Perry met, like how has Tony Khan gone towards him? But Samoa Joe's also going to be there, so Samoa Joe's automatically in the middle straight away.
Exactly.
Right, and that's the thing.
So if the story is Punk came back from his match after the Joe match and then attacked Tony, the logic still applies. Why didn't you kick him out then? Why was he still inside the stadium afterwards?
Why was he taking photos? Like, because Joe would have also been back there with him straight away.
Yeah, that picture we saw with Joe, Punk, and the referee and all that, that's in the lock. That's in like the doctor's bit in it or whatever. Yeah. So he wasn't past Tony at that point. So if he attacked Tony, why isn't he getting kicked out? Why is he taking photos?
And Tony's definitely at Gorilla all night. Like, he's probably only, leaving to go to the bathroom to do, a line of snow. Okay. So at most, he's gone, a few minutes. But like even then, like is he crossed Punk's path? Had they done it during the stadium? But then even then, you'll be like, well, I want you to leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Either that or like you weren't bothered at the moment. You're looking at hindsight, and now you're scared because you're like, oh, let him get away with that. I need to put a kibosh to that now.
Yeah, but the quote what he said on Collision, I was scared for my life. Like when I hear that, when you're scared for your life, someone's threatening you with something.
And the fact that like he says, oh, they're knocking over equipment. I'm like, what equipment? I'm like, the lights. But he says, everyone says it's monitors. But I'm like, how many monitors you got at Gorilla?
Yeah, and they all stacked up. How are they falling on you?
Like, because I know the director. I've said this last week, but like he's that whole directing stage. You and I both know that's a big fuck off setup.
Yeah, that's not in Gorilla.
That's not in Gorilla. That's not in the stadium. We've seen it in WWE. We've seen it when they go backstage and
the production truck.
They have a production truck. Now, I'm giving Tony Khan the benefit of the doubt that he at least has that.
Well, I've seen photos of the wrestlers on the side, like the images, so they do have it.
That's what I'm saying. So they definitely have that. So they're not knocking that over. There's no fucking way they're knocking that over.
No, and also, how are they in the production truck if that's the issue? How have they got from Gorilla to the production truck?
So what monitors are they kicking over? You know what I mean? Like maybe the ones on the table. Like okay, then, but like who's in danger? Like, is Tony Khan talking about? Oh, the employees, they were in danger because Jack Perry and Jungle Boy were in the middle of a fucking fight. People were trying to break it up, and people shouldn't have to break up people fight, which is true.
Yeah, which is true, but it's the wrestling business. It's not the first time it's happened. It's not going to be the last time either.
I think that's too much of a sort of like,
I'm not encouraging it. I'm just saying it's not like it's never happened, is it? That's what I'm saying. It happens with egos, doesn't it? With clashing of the egos and shit.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like it shouldn't necessarily happen and saying like, oh, it's wrestling business, it's bound to happen.
No, yeah, I'm not saying it should happen. I'm just saying though, like you can't be like I feared for my life when at the most you've probably been pushed because you're trying to break up a fight and you fell into something. And what, did you hurt your ankle or your knee? And you're like, I feared for my life. It's the first time I've ever felt pain. Oh my god.
Yeah, like I don't know about you, but like I've been in a few fights, I've seen a few fights, I've broken up a few fights. I've only ever feared for my life when I've been in a fight. Yeah,
I was about to ask, when have you ever feared for your life? I mean, that's so dramatic to say that. I mean, it's not just two guys brawling in front of you, you fear for your life, is it? Like, you know.
I mean, like I am not the most physically active, but I will, when I'm riled up, I will take a swing at someone if needed. I will defend myself. And I've done it a few times.
Feared for your life is such a dramatic fucking quote.
Like, I've never feared for my life, and like when I'm in the fight, yeah, But if I'm breaking up like my cousins or my friend or whoever, when I was in school and that I fight, I've never feared for my life.
No. When I hear that, I feel like he's got him by the throat and he's got a weapon or something, or he's saying, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
You know what I mean? It's like I fear for my safety.
Yeah, but even then, he wasn't getting attacked, was he? Like,
Yeah,
come on, you can picture how this has gone down. It's Punk and Jack inside a brawl. Joe's trying to split it up. Tony Khan's probably trying to split it up. One of them's pushed him.
Yeah.
And he's fucking, you know.
From what I've heard, it's not even a brawl. Like, he's got him in a headlock straight away.
Yeah. But we still have conflicting reports on that as well. Like, Punk approached him saying, do we have a problem? And then Jungle Boy either shoulder blocked him or Punk punched him or whatever. I don't fucking know.
It's one of those things like, how do you start a fight straight away out of nothing?
Well, I mean, it was after that comment, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, words are words, and I think Punk's well above the notion of starting a fight over words. So it had to have been a physical altercation that caused Punk to be over the edge. Because he's riled up already over the words. Like, he's riled up. But he's not going to swing at someone when
it's like Jim Cornette said, like, so Punk's in Gorilla waiting for his match to start, and Jack Perry's match is on. And why? So does he not turn to Tony Khan at that moment, like he said, and be like, what the fuck's this guy doing? And then it's up to Tony to approach Jack. Like Jim Cornette said, he should have gotten both inside a room and sorted it out. But Tony don't do that because he don't have a backbone. He wouldn't have said anything.
But I wouldn't know. Does Tony even know about the beef? Like he's got to have known about the issue with the glass and that. In terms of
apparently the coaches are saying now it was all confirmed. It was all a planned spot anyway. Even the collision one, it was approved by Tony. So it's like, so I thought you reported that people were telling Jack no, and then he had to get CM Punk to go and tell him no.
But like Tony Khan approved it, then why is
so it's just conflicting reports the whole time. It's like I don't. What the fuck?
Yeah, okay, I get it. Sure, the spotting all out was like no one. I don't even know why that's the point in the argument. It's like, oh, it was a planned spot. Tony okayed it, but that's not the argument.
Yeah, no, the argument is using real glass, and look what happened. He split his elbow.
No, that's not even the argument. The argument is like he made a comment. That comment was clearly directed at Punk. It was not needed.
No, and he knew Punk was there because Punk's the next match, so clearly Punk was back there.
Because what does Punk care if he's using real glass at this spot at this point? Like,
no. Well, he's already warned him, hasn't he? He said, this is going to happen.
He's got his own match, and this isn't Collision. This is a pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view, yeah.
And this makes sense to do something like this necessarily to do something drastic like this. Not necessarily using real glass, but to do a spot like this regardless makes sense to do it on a pay-per-view than it is to do it on a fucking Saturday night show.
It's like an actor being like, no, I want to use real glass in this scene where, I get a glass over my head or whatever. It's like, no, you use fake glass for a reason.
Yeah. I'm not arguing with that.
Injury.
I'm just saying, like, Punk's other argument in terms of, like, we don't do that in Collision is, like, we don't have to do a spot like that in terms of using glass at all.
Yeah,
because it's
true.
We've got to build up. We've got a fucking pay-per-view in 2 weeks. We've got to leave something for them. That's my train of thought in terms of like what Punk's actually trying to do. He's trying to like
why blow it on TV when we could save it for pay-per-view? Yeah.
So like that's my other thing. Like, well, Punk's probably not even caring that he's doing this. He's probably like, well, yeah, you do it on a pay-per-view. I wouldn't use real glass, but I would do this spot.
It's the fact that he looked into the camera and made the comment, knowing Punk's watching. That's the issue, isn't it?
This is coming from a guy who says, "Oh, I throw up every time I'm about to cut a promo."
Yeah. Look, exactly. It's like fucking hell.
His balls must have dropped tenfold. The Young Bucks must have got something on him because I just don't see him doing that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't way Jack's just done this like by himself. He's been influenced by something, no doubt.
And the last person he was ever interacting with on TV was Christian, and I just do not see Christian have a problem with Punk. I can't see it.
They're both veterans now, aren't they? They're both, been in the WWE.
Yeah, and they're probably friends, if anything. You know what I mean? Or friendly-ish.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, it's just this whole fucking side. I mean, obviously I'm on Punk's side, but even I'll admit when, But all these reports, like, I read and I'm like, yeah, Punk, but what's the issue?
There's been no side of Punk. Like, so this to me, I think Punk is biding his time. He's letting all the shit fly out. He's letting them get everything they want out. Basically, what happened with WWE. You know what I mean? Where it took him a year before he actually started speaking.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we're gonna wait a year because I think in terms of how stories progress, now has changed. So like news cycle's a lot more quicker. So he's gonna wait. He's gonna watch them throw all their shit for the next couple. December-ish, if he's not already in WWE, he's probably gonna go on someone's podcast. I pray, Jim Cornette. I fucking pray.
So I have to disagree. Stone Cold. Can you imagine that?
No, because I don't think Stone Cold would even like. Stone Cold, it was his own podcast originally.
Yeah, that's what I mean. His own, not WWE produced. I just mean Stone Cold.
Yeah,
like,
but
you know.
Stone Cold still do his own like without WWE.
No, I don't think he does.
So it has to be Jim Cornette then.
Yeah, true. But I'm saying like Stone Cold without the WWE banner.
Yeah,
interviewing Punk.
Because I can see it. I can see Stone Cold. I go, all right, this shit in AEW. What's the story? What's right? What's wrong? You give me.
And he'd be like, "What's your relation? What was happening with Cody? You know, you were backstage a bit with Cody and all that." He would ask him everything.
Yeah, and I think Cornette would, but I think Cornette would be more trying to like take the piss out of the Young Bucks with him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I like Cornette, but obviously he's biased towards Punk, which nothing wrong with that. But I feel like someone unbiased would be more, you know.
True, but I also think that he just needs someone to tell his to just he needs a platform to air his
yeah.
And maybe someone else who isn't biased, he then goes on to clarify. You know, when he's told his side, then the other side responds. He goes,
Ariel Helwana, the unbiased journalist.
That's happening.
That would piss Tony Khan off. That would piss him off.
Oh, you gotta think. Oh, God, you're trying to get hold. Can I go?
Yeah.
I don't even want to like ask him. I just want to float the idea by him because Tony Khan is such a fucking idiot.
Oh shit, that would be funny. That. But I think you're right. I think we're gonna hear from Punk. He's probably gonna let them all, you know, air out what they got to say.
He is actually unbiased as well. Like I think he would actually question what Punk says in terms of like.
Oh no, he definitely would. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which will completely prove Tony Khan's fucking Blue Eater notion. Like.
Well, Tony's only pissed because Helwani appeared on SmackDown in Canada, and he felt betrayed. He's like, "How dare you go on their TV?"
Yeah, but like the comment towards like Shivani, like, why is Shivani taking a straight shot?
Yeah, why are you throwing him under the bus? I mean, yeah, sure, he's kind of shit at his job, but why are you throwing him under the bus?
Like, yeah, okay, I get it. He's not because he's actually an announcer, not a news reader or reporter. I guess. I mean, that's the point.
Yeah,
Shivani's
but it's just.
But he's also an interviewer because he does interviews.
If you think about it, if anyone asks Shivani an AEW bad question, he's not going to give an honest answer, is there? Whereas Ariel doesn't work for the company.
I don't even know if he's even able to muster up a fucking response. He's going to just turn quiet and expect fucking someone's music to play. He's going to be in the corner before he can give me an answer.
Maybe waiting for Sting to come out.
Sting!
I'm checking Twitter, still nothing new announced, though.
I'd say Punk's waiting for the storm to calm down. Because he's gonna give his side. He's got to.
Yeah,
he's not gonna stay quiet about this.
But at the same time, though, like that last match against Joe, that is a good way to go out in front of 80,000 people. The fact
we saw it live as well.
Yeah, the fact we saw it live as well. It's better than his last. You know, what was it? His first Royal Rumble getting chokeslammed by Kane. That's the last time he disappeared, wasn't it? For 7 years or whatever.
Why did he keep promoting this fucking YouTube fucking shit?
Because they've just got the stock now. They're like, shit, maybe we've got too much here. No one's going to buy it.
No one's buying it from the beginning. For fuck's sake. But yeah, that's... Like, why would he... I don't get why they were chanting that much.
I don't know. You want to talk about The Miz?
You mean the man who can fight the man we cannot see? He can fight John Cena.
Yeah,
I've got to give
I know people are probably like, well, what about the Invisible Man with the referee? It's like, that's completely different. First of all, Miz is a wrestler and he made it work with John Cena's gimmick.
Yeah.
Second of all, it was in front of 10,000 people, not 50 people in a fucking barn or whatever the fuck it was.
Third of all, it's telling a story that he's losing his fucking mind.
Yeah, true.
So, perspective, that ref shouldn't be in a storyline unless he's Brad Maddox, to be honest.
Yeah, but even he was a wrestler first, wasn't he? He wasn't a referee.
That Paul guy was a wrestler first.
Yeah, but I mean, at least Brad was on actual TV. He was on NXT and shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck's that bald referee ever done?
Indeed, shit, probably.
Probably, yeah.
Well, you know what Audrey said? You know what Audrey said? It's the greatest compliment to get that I didn't even notice that you were
Did you see that photo from a meet and greet?
Yeah.
With 0 people there. And she had a laptop set up with all the highlights on it. I was like, oh my god, that is the most cringiest shit I've ever fucking seen.
She really have a laptop.
Yeah, I've never met an actor who has a video reel playing. Yeah, sure, they have photos they can sign, but they don't have a fucking video reel playing of the greatest moments, did they?
Just imagine that. That would be great.
You know, she probably edited that herself as well. Like, there's no way. Like, she's got through. Like, this is, oh, I look good here. I'm gonna use this bit.
Yeah, yeah, and like half of it's the stuff that was used in what AEW botches or whatever.
Yeah, after she took down the copyright with it and all that shit, it's just okay.
There's one where it's like her and then like Tony Khan, who has like 3 people.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even know Tony Khan was doing meet and greets.
I think he did one and he's never done it again because it obviously
Because he's an
wasn't
awkward fucking
successful.
hugger and he knows he's gonna get done for sexual harassment, the dirty little beggar.
Yeah. And they're fucking that new shop exclusive of Hangman, have you seen it? It's literally just the same Hangman figure with a shirt. And people are buying it for fucking $50 or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you doing, man? It's crazy.
Crazy world we live in now. We live in the darkest timeline.
True.
I thought
It's
we
going
lived
to
in
get
a
even
great time.
worse for AEW. If Punk goes to WWE and then MJF does, who the fuck have they got left? Moxley and Jericho.
Brian,
Brian, yeah, I
Samoa
guess.
Joe,
The Acclaimed.
yeah, Adam Cole.
Adam Cole. Yeah.
No, I wouldn't be shocked if he follows suit after MJF.
Where is it? Who do you think beats MJF for the title now Punk's gone? Do you think it'll be Adam Cole? Because that'd be a good way to end the story, wouldn't it, if MJF leaves? As long
Depends.
as it's not Orange Cassidy, I swear to fucking God.
I think we can make the story for Ricky Starks.
Ricky Starks, Darby Allin, even Eddie Kingston. I'd say you could do that.
Oh, and ooh, you put Darby in that thought mine.
Darby, yeah, you got a history of MJF.
Yeah.
Where he didn't,
No,
you know,
I think it needs to be Darby.
you can even beat him with a headlock takeover to full circle the whole thing.
Yeah, that was my train of thought. I'm like, it needs to be that.
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, if he even leaves. If he doesn't leave, you know he's keeping the title, but that'll be January, won't it? 2 more minutes, Dylan. You got anything else to say?
I need a pee and Jericho's a stooge.
I don't think we'll make it to an hour, but we're pretty much there, you know. Like
Yeah,
halfway
well,
through, we were dying out.
I ranted a bit. I tried to. I'm just trying to think now. There's nothing really major. It's just.
But they got, what, that Grand Slam thing coming up in 2 weeks.
This seems to be the worst part of their year. Is towards the end of the year. It seems to get worse.
True. And now they've had an extra pay-per-view as well. Like Wrestle Dream.
I think it was this time last year, CM Punk showed up at All Out. Like
CM Punk showed up at All Out?
Yeah, I think was it last year or the year after that?
Last year was when he did the rant on the media scrum and he got injured.
No. Because I'm sure.
You're talking about 2 years ago when he made his debut against Darby. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Yeah.
2 years ago, we were All Out.
And then last year was the infamous rant on the Young Bucks.
Yeah, got the photos here. We're All Out.
And then this year he got fired. He has quite a few All Out moments, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He literally goes All Out every year.
Just looking back at the old pictures, I was really badly done because I can't do camera shots for nothing.
But those people saying WWE will never take Punk back, they will, because they know there's money there. Not as a full-time every week wrestler, clearly, but
on the Roman Reigns, the Brock Lesnar contract.
And Punk's not going to come in there and be like, oh, I want to win the world title. I bet he comes in, he just wants the WrestleMania main event, which they got 2 nights now, so, you know.
Yeah, but he'll want. I think he'll want the Sunday one. He'll be like, I want the Sunday one.
Maybe. And if they do the Roman Reigns thing, I think he'll definitely put Roman over. Because you got the Paul Heyman tying for the story there as well, haven't you?
Depends if Roman's champ during that period.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming if Punk comes in November.
Yeah,
I'm assuming Cody's probably going to beat him at WrestleMania, so that's 5 months in it or whatever.
Yeah, but I think after if he's there in November, either way, after Roman loses, the whole table's going to be broken apart. So Paul Heyman's going to have no one to turn to. No one to work
He's already
with.
screwed over Brock. I doubt Brock can kayfabe or what,
Yeah, so I think he'll screw Roman over to come back with Punk.
Yeah, maybe it's possible.
You know what I mean? Like they will do a quick feud with Punk after WrestleMania, where I think Roman loses. Not in the sense because Punk needs to win, but because Roman needs to leave and send him off on a loss. After he just lost, then he lost again. Then it makes sense for him to go away so that he comes back stronger later on.
True. Yeah.
And give him that time off as well. Even though he's got loads of time off anyway. He just needs to go. So we need someone to be there constantly. And then you can lead towards him versus Seth
Rollins,
Cody Rhodes,
John Cena, Cody Rhodes. Shit, even try and get Stone Cold back.
You know, Kevin Owens. Good match with Gunther, Miz. I would love to see him against the Miz again.
Yeah.
Sheamus,
yeah.
Butch.
Finn Balor.
LA Knight, yeah, baby.
LA Knight, yeah. So there's quite a few. And you know, Punk, we've already seen in AEW, he's not afraid to put people over.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And he puts them over even when he wins, you know what I mean? In terms of the
exactly.
match.
Yeah. We'll end it there because it's getting too warm. Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out Dylan's social links down below. Until next week, peace out.